Sorry, I'm just going to quickly Vianney, I can't see my camera. Ready for your grade 6. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? I've been unmuted now. Good. Okay, let me start again. Good morning, grade 6. Welcome. And I wish I could see you. I hope you can see me. I'm from Cape Town and it's cold and rainy. I'm just looking out the window. Cold and rainy today. Are you ready for a reading lesson today? All ready for a reading lesson? Great. And we're going to be doing part 1 of a story. And next week in our reading lesson, we'll finish the story. But have you got paper ready to write on and pen and paper? Good. Maybe you even should have your dictionary if possible, if you've got a dictionary if possible. There are times that we're going to have a discussion. And is there somebody near you you can talk to? If not, don't worry, you can just call out answers as though you're talking to me. And you can also write in the chat box. And you can see down the bottom here, if you're using social media, our hashtag is Lockdown School. Okie doke. So I'm Fiona Beale, and I am your grade 6 first additional language teacher in the Lockdown School. So are you wondering what we're going to do today? Well, let me tell you. First of all, we are working from the term 2 week 1 and 2 CAPS curriculum for reading and viewing. And today you're going to talk about fame. I can see that I can't see the sides of my screen. I must just remember tomorrow to make sure my screen is a lot thinner. Okay, then we're going to find out more about the setting of the story, and we're going to make a prediction about a story. You're going to practice your reading and read aloud with me. And then we're going to review some of the vocabulary in the story. We're going to answer questions about the story. We're going to sequence events in the story. And we're going to work out cause and effect. Oh, goodness me, you are going to have a very busy morning, which is a good thing, isn't it? So we've got a good lesson prepared for you today. Well, let's start with a discussion. Is there someone near you you can talk to? Otherwise, you can just call out the answers to these questions. This is to prepare you for the story that we're going to read. Our story is about a Himalayan bear that wanted to be famous. What does it mean to be famous? What do you think it means to be famous? Does it mean everybody knows something about you? Or what do you think it means? Would you like to be famous? I don't know if I would like to be famous, but would you like to be famous? Why would you like to be famous? What are the advantages of being famous? Are there advantages in being famous? Maybe money or importance? What do you think? What are your favorite which famous people are your favorites? Have you got favorites? I won't tell you mine, but I have got favorites. And sometimes when you're famous, you're called a celebrity. Sometimes celebrities find it hard to be famous. Why do you think they find it hard? What do they find hard about being famous? I would think you couldn't even walk down the street and people would know you and want your signature. Okay, so there's our discussion because our story is about a bear that wanted to be famous. It's also a famous story that we're going to be reading. Okay, so yesterday, if you were at our listening and speaking lesson, we learned about, we revised the 5 elements of a story. Do you remember that? Revising, we went over the 5 elements of a story. Can you remember what they are? And you call them out. Characters, setting, plot, conflict, and resolution. It's important to remember those 5 elements because whenever you write a story, you need to make sure that all 5 of those are there. Okay, I just want to be sure that we understand how the 5 elements work. So I'd like you to read this quick story with me about a greedy dog. Okay, let's go. A dog was walking home with his dinner, a large piece of meat in his mouth. On his way home, he walked over a bridge. Looking down into the river, he saw another dog with a big chunk of meat in his mouth. I want that meat too, thought the dog. And he snapped at the other dog to grab his meat. This caused him to drop his dinner in the river and go hungry. So, which are the characters in this story? Who are the characters? Would you say JD? Okay, just call it out JD rather than answering for now. The characters are the dog and maybe his reflection. What is the setting of the story? The setting could be over a bridge. It all happened on a bridge. What is the plot of the story? That would be all the events that took place. Walking home with his dinner in his mouth, crossed a bridge, looked down, saw another dog, wanted that meat, snapped at him, his own meat fell in. Those are the events in the plot. And what is the conflict in the story? What's the problem? Problem is that the dog wanted the other person's meat as well. How was it resolved? Oh, my battery's running low. Just a minute. Let me just put my battery cord in. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry. There we go. Right. The resolution is that the dog had to go hungry, right? Got it. So that's established in your mind. Because in our writing lesson later on in the week, we'll need to remember these things. Now, I'm just going to tell you about the setting of today's story. Do you remember that in yesterday's story, we saw this map of the world? And our story today takes part in the Himalaya mountains. Do you know where the Himalayas are on this map? Well, that white circle basically shows you where the Himalayas are. And this is a close-up. You can see that the Himalaya mountains, they stretch along quite a few different countries. They're shared by quite a few different countries. Now you can see in that part of the world, it's very, very cold, extremely cold. And this is where the main character of our story today lives, in the Himalayas. And the tallest mountain in the world is found in the Himalayas. Do you know which mountain that is? I'm sure you do. That's in Asia. Who knows the name of that mountain? It is Mount Everest. So that gives you the setting of the story, where it takes place. Good job. Let's go on. One of the important reading skills to know about, we did it yesterday as well, is called prediction. So can you predict what today's story is about by looking at the title and the pictures? So it's called Bablu Bear's Adventure. Okay. And here are 3 pictures from the story. So you can see that it's about a little bear. And as I've told you, he lives in the Himalayas. He feels quite at home in the Himalayas by the look of it. And what's he thinking? He's obviously got some great thoughts going through his mind. And you can see that he's walking along one night. What's going to happen? What do you think happens in this story? What's your prediction? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds just to think about it. You can't see my clock, it's hidden by the cameras, but just think of 1 or 2 sentences to predict what the story is about. Some people are writing in the chat box. Great, I love that. I love that. Good, I like it when you participate like that. Well done. Good, good, good. Okay, so have you got your idea of what it's going to be about? So we're going to see, maybe you could all just call out your own idea, because just call it out. I won't be able to hear, but I can pretend. What is it? Call out your idea of what the story is about. And then as we read it, you'll see if you are correct. Okay, let's go on. So now I really want you to practice your reading today aloud. Very important to practice reading aloud. And while you read, I want you to try and pronounce the words correctly, try and read fluently, and try and read with expression. Right, so let's go on. It's called Bablu's Adventures. So high up on the snowy mountains of the Himalayas lived the beautiful little Bablu bear. Bablu's bear's fur was long, black and shiny, with not even one white hair on it. Bablu was a very mischievous bear. He loved by everyone in the jungle, but most of all by his mother. From early morning to nightfall, Bablu would jump and play and run through the jungle, and his mother would call after him, "Bablu, come back, don't be so naughty. Bablu, sit for a little while, rest a bit. Oh no, Bablu, you'll get hurt, be careful. Bablu, it's late, it's night time, time to go to sleep now." Are you all reading with me? Hopefully you could hear me reading that. And did you notice that I've got one word in red, mischievous, because we're going to go through the vocabulary, some of the vocabulary just now. But I'd like you to picture the scene of Bablu running through the forest with his mother chasing after him, calling out, "Bablu, do this, Bablu, come back." Let's go on. One night, Bablu was too excited to sleep. His mind buzzed with questions. Where does the sun sleep at night? Who is the moon's mother? Why? Where? When? How? Bablu's hair hummed with all these questions until he was quite dizzy. He just could not lie still any longer. So he quietly slipped out of the den and sat outside in the cool night air. Strange sounds filled the night. The kit, kit, kit of crickets, the whoosh, whoosh of the wind in the trees. The jungle was lit up brightly by the full moon that hung low. It was a beautiful night. But Bablu was lost in thought. Questions flitted in Bablu's head like restless butterflies. So, have you been reading with me so far? Can you imagine Bablu sitting there on that rock with all these questions going through his mind? One question to the next question to the next question. Let's go on. Actually, it had long been Bablu's dream to do something, anything, that would make the whole world sit up and notice him. Something, anything, that would make bears, big and small, say, "Wow, Bablu has made Himalayan bears famous throughout the world." But how? What was that special something that would make a baby bear famous worldwide? Lost in thought, Bablu's eyes fell on a tall deodar tree as it swayed in the night breeze. Whenever the tree swayed one way, it looked as if the highest branches were touching the moon. Suddenly, Bablu had a most brilliant idea. His eyes shone, his hair stood on end in excitement, and he felt like dancing. Right, are you all reading with me? I really hope you're reading with me, practicing your reading and imagining what's happening. Are you wondering what in the world could have got into Bablu's mind after seeing that tree that would make his dream come true? Well, I will tell you. He had always been an expert at climbing trees. Now he would just climb up that tall deodar tree, and then, when the wind made the tree sway and touch the moon, he would leap up in an instant and jump straight onto the moon. He knew that he would be the first bear on the moon. The whole world would be amazed. All the bears in the jungle would be jealous. Scientists with big fat telescopes, his mother had told him about them, would see him dancing on the moon. Right, that's the end of our story for today. I hope you read along with me. Did you read it along with me? Good. Right, so let's see if you can predict what happens next. So there we have the different scenes that we've just read about. And what happens next? Can you think of a sentence that will tell us what you think happens next? I'm going to give you a minute, and then you can either write it in the chat box or you can call it out. You got your sentence? I can see a few people writing in the chat box. The bear will go up, go home. Someone says he climbed up the tree. Someone said the people will see him. And someone says, I think you should try. And oh, well done. You're all taking part, and I love that. Good. Okay, good. So we'll have to see who predicted that correctly. Now, remember I told you we were going to do something with vocabulary, just to go over those words that were in red. So if you've got your dictionary handy, because there are 2 words that you're going to look up at the end of this list. So let's make a start. The first word that we saw was mischievous. What does mischievous mean? Do you know what it means when somebody's mischievous? Well, it means that they like to cause trouble, but in a playful way. What about buzzed? His mind buzzed with ideas. What do you think buzzed means? Buzzed. Somebody wrote zoomed. It means that his mind had a lot of exciting ideas running through it. It was like a buzzing in his mind. What about hummed? His head hummed. What do you think hummed means? Hummed. Someone said it's got lots of ideas, lots of thoughts. I'm glad you're all giving your ideas there. The questions in his head just didn't go away. It just hummed all the time. He couldn't stop that, the questions in his head. What is a den? One night he went out of the den. What is a den? Somebody said there where bears live. That's right, a place where bears live. Good. Questions flitted through his mind like a butterfly. What does that mean? Flitted. Oh, I think I've spelled it wrong. Not sure now. What does it mean? Should flitted. His mind went from one thought to another, like a butterfly darting from flower to flower. Swayed. The deodar trees swayed in the wind. What does that mean? Moved back and forth in a rhythm. Somebody said move gently. I like that. That sounds good. Move gently. Good. He had a brilliant idea. Now I want you to think of or look up the meaning of brilliant idea. And I also want you to think of what the meaning of expert is. Those are your 2 words. Can you come up with those? What is brilliant? A brilliant idea. Someone says extremely smart, very good idea, a great idea. Okay, I put an exceptionally clever idea, an excellent idea. And what's an expert? Someone who's good at doing a certain thing. Somebody said good, a pro, when you're good at something. Right, someone who's very knowledgeable about something. Okay, well done. That's great. Here's my little, well done, everybody. Okay, so now how well did you understand that story? That's always the important thing when we're reading, is to understand the story and to read it until you do understand it fully. So instead of asking you questions today, I'm going to show you a sentence with a blank word in it, and I want you to think what we could put in that blank word. Okay, so first of all, Babu Bear had something white hairs on his black shiny fur. What word would you put in? What missing word would you put in there? He had something white hairs on his black shiny fur. Okay, people are saying no. We'll check it in a minute to see if you're right. Babu Bear was loved by everyone, but they knew that he was what? They knew that he was? Someone's saying naughty. Someone's saying running around, mischievous. Okay, we'll check you out just now. Number 3, he listened or did not listen to his mother. He listened or he did not listen to his mother. Which of the two? Most of you are saying did not listen. Okay, number 4. A place where a bear lives is called a place where a bear lives is called a, and everyone's getting it there, den. Good, good, den. Number 5. Babu's mind was full of something, such as, where does the sun sleep at night? His mind was full of, somebody's saying ideas, thoughts, questions. Right, I'm getting lots of answers there. Great. Number 6. Babu's greatest wish was to become something. What did he really want to become? He wanted to become? Everybody is writing famous. Okay. You sure have understood the story. That's awesome. Number 7. A something tree is a type of cedar tree. What kind of tree did they mention in the story? A something tree. Did you get the name of the tree? Some people are saying pine. Can you remember? Well, we'll check it out in a minute. Number 8. Babu wanted to climb the tree to the top, and then what did he want to do after that? He wanted to climb the tree to the top, and then some people said jump, some say dance, others say jump to the moon, dance on the moon. Right, good. We're going to see whether you're right in a minute. Number 9. That would make him the what? What would that make him if he managed to do that, what he planned? It would make him the, what do you think? Somebody's saying famous bear, some are saying the first bear on the moon. And the last one was he wanted the scientists with their big something to see him dancing on the moon. Their big what? Okay, everybody's getting the word that I'm looking for. Right, well done. Let's see if your answers are correct now. Baby Bear had no white hairs on his head, on his black shiny fur. Joanne, I'm not going to answer your question right now because I'm going to go through the answers. Baby Bear was loved by everyone, but they knew that he was mischievous. Number 3, he did not listen to his mother. Did you get that right? Number 4, a place where a bear lives is called a den. Number 5, Bablu's mind was full of questions, such as, where does the sun sleep at night? Number 6, Bablu's greatest wish was to become famous. Number 7, I didn't see anybody write this down, but it's a deodar tree. A deodar tree is a type of cedar tree. Number 8, Bablu wanted to climb the tree to the top and then jump onto the moon. Number 9, that would make him the first bear on the moon. And number 10, he wanted the scientists with their big telescopes to see him dancing on the moon. So how did you do? Did you get all those right? Did you? I'm so proud of you guys. Wow. Big smile for you. Great. Count them up and see what you got. Very, very good. Okay. Okay, good. Let's go on. Let me just see what the time is. What is the time? Okay. So let's go on. Now, we're going to do an activity about putting events in the right order. So we're going to take the plot of the story and it's all mixed up, and I want you to put them in the right order. But let's just practice reading the words, the sentences with me. Okay. Whoops, sorry. Number A, he saw a tree swaying in the wind. Read it with me. Number B, the jungle was lit up by the full moon. Number C, he would jump from the top of the tree onto the moon. Number D, one night he couldn't sleep and he went outside. Number E, from morning till night, Bablu would run through the forest or the jungle. And number F, he decided he would climb the tree. Okay, now what I want you to do is just put those in the right order. Okay, put them in the right order. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So maybe decide which one starts first. And put them in the right order for me. I'll give you a little bit of time and then we'll check if you're right. Just write down the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, but put them in the right order. Okay, you're done. Damika's hand was up. Okay, Damika. What did you want to say? Damika? Okay. Right, here are the answers. Number E, from morning till night, Bablu would play and run through the forest. Number D, one night he couldn't sleep and he went outside. Number B, the jungle was lit up by the full moon. Number A, he saw a tree swaying in the wind. Number F, he decided he would climb the tree. And number C, he would jump from the top of the tree to the moon. How did you do? Did you get all those right? Get them all right? Great. Awesome. Okay. Let's go on. Now, in today's story, did you see any of those 5 elements of a story? Remember what they are? Characters, setting, plot, conflict, resolution. Were there characters? Yes, there was Bablu Bear and his mother. Was there a setting? Yes, the Himalaya mountains. Was there a plot? Yes. Was there a conflict? We haven't actually got to the conflict yet. That comes in the next part of the story. But maybe the conflict is that he wants to get, but maybe we have, he wants to get onto the moon. So that's the problem he wants to solve. Is there a resolution? Right. There's no resolution yet. We have to finish the story to find out what the resolution is. Okay, let's go on. Now, we're getting near to the end now of our lesson, but we've just got 1 or 2 more activities. Let me just check the time. Right. We'll see if we can do this. Now, do you know what this is? Have you heard of the 5 was and a ha? Have you heard of that? 5 was and a ha. Do you know what that is?
Yes, no.
Heard it?
No.
Right. 5 was and a ha. That's a way of saying the question words. Who, read them with me. Who, what,
Who, what,
when, where, why, and.
why.
There's one missing. What is it? What's the one that's missing? How?
Who.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think of some questions. Can you think of some questions about the story? See if you can write a question about the story. Can you write a question about the story using one of those words? But remember that the answer has to be, you have to be able to find out what the answer is. Can you write a question? Somebody said, how old is the bear? Is the answer in the story? Yes, it's young bear. Who is the main character? There's another good question. Any others? Where does he live? There's a good one. What did the bear want to do? Very good. I'm seeing some very good questions here. But now, let me tell you, I've got Grandpa here again. Hello, grade 6. Hello. And of course, he wants to get involved in the lesson again. Yes, Grandpa, what do you want to do? You want to answer the questions? He said he's got some questions. So let's see what his questions are. Who is the moon's sister? Grandpa, that was Bablu's question. You can't ask questions like that. They've got to have answers. Where does the sun sleep at night? No, Grandpa, that's Bablu's question. I want you to ask questions about the story. Grandpa's not getting it right today. He says, okay, what is Bablu's surname? No, Grandpa, bears don't have surnames. I'm giving you one more chance, okay? Why is Bablu so naughty? I suppose that one, but yeah, because he's got lots of questions in his mind, maybe. Okay. Bye. Bye, grade 6. Okay, Grandpa's going to go and listen now. Okay, so I see that you did have some good questions. You understand about question words. That's so awesome. Now let's see. I don't know if we've got time to do this one. Yes, we're going to do this one. No, we're not going to do this one. We're going to leave this for another time because our time is nearly up. But I'll just explain what cause and effect is. It's when something happens that makes something else happen. One is the cause and one is the effect. And there was quite a lot of that today. For example, Bablu couldn't sleep as he was excited. The cause was that he was excited. The effect was that he couldn't sleep. But we're not going to do that now because our time's running out. So I'm going to take us now. We're not going to read it again. I thought we might have time to read the story through twice. But now I would love to hear you read. Okay, so I've got a little challenge for you. Ask your parents if you can find something in your home to read and read it on Flipgrid. You know Flipgrid? So if you go to flipgrid.com, www.flipgrid.com, but you must do this with your parents' permission always, and you scroll down to add a flip code, the bottom there, then I would like you to fill in FAL reading into that flip code, okay? And then it's going to ask you for a password, and the password is lockdown with a capital L, okay? Lockdown. So, and then once you've done that, you'll get inside to Flipgrid and you'll see this. Already there's one person that has read a story into Flipgrid. And all you have to do is click the plus sign and start reading something from your home so I can hear you reading. I'd really like to encourage you to do that. It would be so awesome to hear you reading as well. Okay, so we're getting to the end now. Let's just go over what you did today in our busy lesson. You worked from the term 2, week 1 and 2 CAPS curriculum. You had a discussion about fame and being famous. You looked at the setting and you made a prediction. You read a story aloud. You answered questions about the story. You sequenced events in the story. You didn't do cause and effect because we didn't have time. And we didn't do any further language activities in the story. But now I've got some ideas for you for this week. So the first idea, of course, was to practice your reading. And if you can, read into Flipgrid so that I can also hear you. The second idea is, would you like to visit the Kruger Park and see the animals? Because that's our theme has been wild animals. So the Kruger Park's live streaming live animal drives on YouTube twice a day from 5:30 to 8:30 and from 3:30 to 6:30. So if you go to www.bit.ly.kruger, and now I can't read the rest because the cameras are in the way. And then also, if you want to visit a zoo virtually, you can go to the San Diego Zoo and you can look at the animals there. Maybe you'll even see a bear from the Himalayas, Himalayan bear. You can always find this video on the Africa Teen Geeks YouTube channel and look up these links again. And today's story is from the Storyweaver website. It's called Balboo's Bear's Adventure. But I'm not going to give you the link because we're going to carry on with the story in our next reading and viewing lesson next week. Okay, so don't read the rest of the story yet. So I really thank you for joining our story, our lesson today, our reading lesson. And tomorrow we're going to do a language and a language lesson. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our 2 stories for this week, yesterday's story and today's story, and we're going to work out how to do some important language and grammar exercises from those. So I really hope that you will join us. It's been so nice having you today, and I've loved the way you've chatted in the chat box. I haven't clicked on any raise your hands because the host, I'm not sure how one actually does that yet. This is all very new to me, but I'll try and get it right for tomorrow. So thank you very much for joining us. You can follow us on social media with the hashtag Lockdown School with an E after the lockdown if you're on social media. And so there's all our social media links for today. And goodbye. See you again tomorrow, same time. Bye.